Let's go straight out to San Francisco, where Jessica Vassalero is standing by. And Jessica, Apple shares got halted today. Why?
It was a trading error on Batty exchange, which is having its IPO today. So there was a glitch on the exchange, sent shares plummeting, and they were halted because went down below 10%. Everything's back to normal now, but it was a pretty wild ride about an hour or so ago.
And how many shares were traded at those levels? What was the result of that?
I think there was an error of about 100 shares. It sent the stock from, it was about 598 down to about 10%. So, you know, a pretty dramatic decline, sort of clear right off the bat that something went wrong.
Something went wrong, and we can see that from the chart we're looking at now, Jessica. There's a big V shape. It's always like a chasm in a glacier there where something happened. And I guess those trades have now been cancelled because they were, in fact, bad trades. Paul, do we know how a bad trade happens?
Well, we don't know exactly how this bad trade happened. What we do know is that, as Jessica said, this bad trade happened on Batty's exchange, and it's really unbelievable. This is the day they just went IPO. They went public today. Not only were Apple shares, did they have the bad trade, but Batty's own stock went down. And people noticed it first when it was Apple, right? Because Apple has so much attention to it, is when people first started to notice this. But Batty's shares, which went public today, a little under $16 a share. $16 a share. Okay. In about a minute, they were trading at 4 cents.
They've been halted. $16 to 4 cents. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, so obviously something went haywire, something went wrong. What is unbelievably ironic about it is that Batty is an electronic exchange. They have made their name building up this business of doing this high-frequency, fast-paced trading, the exact kind of thing that went wrong in the flash crash 2 years ago. We're still trying to figure out exactly what happened in the flash crash, which is why Batty ended up on the front page of the Wall Street Journal today, because the SEC is probing it. Not that there's any wrongdoing there, but they're trying to figure out exactly what is the relationship between high-frequency trading, these electronic exchanges, whether it gives an unfair advantage to some people, whether it leaves the market at risk of a flash crash. So Batty, on the day they went public, experienced their own flash crash.
That's wild.
And that was a flash crash with Batty, was it? Or was it, that was
the stock this morning?
Yes.
Yeah, it was literally in about a second. I mean, boom, straight down.
Emily, you were
there any other companies that were affected that you all know?
Well, I don't know the name of any offhand specifically. What Batty said was that it was a problem with all the stocks on their exchange from A to, I think, BF. So any stock symbol within that range, A to B, basically, had this problem too. But with Apple and Batty are the ones where everyone is focusing.
Let's get Jessica back in. Jessica, any reaction from Apple, the company, or do they just leave this to for people like us to discuss?
Yeah. They're leaving it to, they're not saying anything about it. Obviously, the shares have been on such a ride, and with the dividend announced on Monday, this was obviously something off, and I think they figure the less they say, the better.
Okay, well, I'm sure they'll keep to that. They're very good at keeping quiet, aren't they, Jessica? Thank you very much, Jessica Vassalero with the Wall Street Journal in San Francisco. Thank you very much, Paul Vigna here.